I mean, I think my audience will be a bit sad if I don't talk about Africa because we're focusing on Ghana too much. I know your father used to be in the Nkrumah's government. So are you a fan of Kwame Nkrumah?
Yes, I grew up as an Nkrumahist. I still am an Nkrumahist. My actual first political orientation was CPP.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I joined NDC when it was formed.
Nkrumah talked about borderless Africa.
Yeah.
I've been a victim. I just had a brawl at the Togo Ghana border just because I refused to pay bribe.
Yeah.
I mean, as a young African trying to travel within Africa, it's extremely difficult to travel within Africa. I mean, you're once a president. You don't think Africa need a border? We should be a borderless continent, just like Europe. I had a visa for Germany. I was in Austria. I was in Netherlands. No one asked me anything. But on the continent of Africa, there's no free movement of people and goods. I mean, I will want to ask you, because I'm so much advocate for this. And when you come to power, what are you going to do to change that?
Well, I was president of Ghana, and so I was a member of the AU, Authority of African Heads of States. We prepared the protocol for visa-free travel in Africa. We're going to pass it in Kigali. At the last minute, there were objections from, I remember South Africa, but there were 2 or 3 countries that objected and said we should delay it until much later. Now, you know what I did? I came back to Ghana and I said, well, if the other countries won't pass it, we'll pass it in Ghana. And so I allowed visa-free travel for all African passports. You can apply for your visa at the airport. And people started taking advantage of it. Today, if you have an African passport, you can travel to Accra and apply for the visa when you get to Accra. And it hasn't changed Ghana in any way. Nothing extraordinary has happened. So I don't see why we cannot start with visa-free travel. In ECOWAS, we have it. ECOWAS, if you fly into Nigeria, you don't need a visa. I agree with you that the borders and the parochial things that the people do there it's not sanctioned. I mean, these are corrupt individuals who try to take advantage of a situation. Otherwise, in ECOWAS, we should be able to travel to and from each other's countries without paying anything, I mean, the passport control or whatever control is just for record purposes and to capture the statistics of how people go back and forth. But otherwise, you're not supposed to pay anything. And I do think that we should sanction people like that. You should have reported whoever it was.
I did. I even made videos about it, but nothing happened.
I see.
And it's not just me, because I met thousands of people at the border who did not have the 2,000 franc just to cross to Togo, so they were stuck at the border. And the same thing happens from
Was it on the Ghana side?
On the Togo side. So I finished.
You have to pay 2,000 francs.
It's everywhere. If the Togolese are coming to Ghana, they have to pay. If Ghanaians are going to Togo, they have to pay. It's something that exists at our borders.
Is it a single stop border crossing point? Because we built, before I left office, I know we built a border crossing point where both the Togolese and Ghanaian immigration and customs were supposed to do a one-stop check.
It's not like that.
You're talking of Aflao?
Aflao, yeah. It's not like that.
Aflao, you come to the Togolese side, then you cross over, come to the Ghanaian side.
Exactly. Before I let you go, I know my time is up, but Your Excellency, when it comes to Ghana, I know there's a national development plan, but we don't implement the national development plan, and that is hindering Ghana's development. I personally believe that Ghana will never develop if we don't start working on our development plan. It's just that I saw you did projects somewhere around the Volta region, going to the Volta region. When the next president came, they abandoned it. Yeah. I don't think it has to be like this. If there is a national development plan that if you're out of office, the next president that comes to power needs to make sure he continue where you left. What are you going to do different with this law that we have in Ghana?
We developed the national development plan. We had a 40-year development plan, and we spent government resources developing it. We consulted the chiefs, we consulted everybody. The MPP were involved. We consulted parliamentarians, everybody. And then we adopted the 40-year development plan. When the new government came, they threw it out and then replaced it with Ghana Beyond Aid. I haven't seen that plan yet. Nobody has consulted me on it. I don't know what is in it. But That is the unfortunate truth. Any new government that comes throws the development plan of the previous one away. And even though our constitution says,
Thank you so much for always watching my video. Thank you so much for always like, comment, and share. Thank you so much. So guys, let's watch this video together. There's something about this video I want you to watch with me. So guys,
them
stay
are
tuned.
abandoned, some
I
are
love
completed.
you. Don't forget
This
to
government
like,
has refused to open
comment,
them.
and
It's a pity, but that is part of what is holding us back as a country.
Your Excellency, thank you so much for your time. This is our way match, yeah? And I know and believe that we're going to have home match
Home match.
when I see you in Ghana. Thank you so much for coming, and
so
I really
much for always
appreciate you.
coming back.